Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Vibrations of Truth. So, today we are going to talk a little bit about the cosmos, and we are in the new moon energy, which is exciting. And new moons are all about setting new intentions. Setting new intentions, it's all about newness. So, good morning, Michele. How are you?
Good morning. I am wired. That's what it's doing to me. I'm very tuned in. It's a pretty amazing feeling. How about yourself?
I'm doing amazing. I know that we have a little bit of some technical problems technical challenges this morning, and we are still experiencing it because there's quite a delay between when you're talking and whenever I'm hearing. So we may just have to pause in between so we can get everything recorded here. I am feeling amazing. I Usually with the new moons, it's a good time for me to really review what are I do intention setting all the time, basically throughout the day, but it's a good time for me to review what is my focus, where am I focusing, and so that's what I did starting early this week on Monday. So I was already feeling this coming in. So tell me a little bit about how you're feeling. Sounds like you've got some energetics going on with you.
Yes, I sure do. There is also a slight delay on your side, so I'm not sure what's going on, but we're gonna make the best of it. Yeah, so energetics. So we did the new moon meditation. We did that last evening, and I think brought in some cosmic frequencies because I have to tell you, I feel so incredibly present and so incredibly tuned in, and I felt like that from that moment on last night. I have more energy now than I have had in weeks. But as far as setting intentions, yes, I think we do that regularly. We set intentions, but
I'm s- I'm smiling
like you
because the
said, it is
electronics
a
are going
perfect time to
haywire
review those
again, and
things.
it's like
I've actually
delaying. Um, so I've only got a few of the parts that you were saying there, but I'll just if everyone can still hear me. Last night we have a friend, my dear friend Mari Mendoza. She does new moon intentions. She's a ceremonialist, and that is the meditation that Michele was referring to. There's a lot of cosmic frequencies that are brought in, and that's the meditation that we went through last night. So Michele, you are still a little frozen. There we go. There we go. Now I can see you.
okay. Something
So I don't know if it's
something just happened. Yeah. Did you? I think we're too energetic right now. Like it's just way too much energy. And this is what happens, right? I mean, the electronics go a little bit haywire when this happens, and you're seeing it today. So I don't even know what you've heard from me. If did you hear anything?
what I heard, I don't know what the audience is hearing because I don't know what is actually being recorded right now, if it's you talking or me. But what I heard on my end was you were talking about the meditation, and I went into a little bit of description of what that meditation was that you were referring to. And you said since then that you have been feeling very clear, very energetic because of there's a lot of
Yeah.
cosmic energies that brought in. And yesterday's was a little bit, it was a little bit unique compared to what most of the new moon meditations are because they're just being channeled in. And it was a little more about, meeting that inner child and getting some peace there. So tell us a little bit about the meditation and how you felt and how you feel now, because I did not hear that part.
Yeah. So I will share that with you. Sorry, my eyes are really watery as well. Um, I feel like I was just kind of taken away during that meditation. Interestingly enough, because she was just talking about radical self care and things of that nature and the inner child and the things that will be coming up or have been coming up. I feel like that is completely true for me. In fact, I dreamt all night long. Um, and I can't tell you all the dreams that I had, but they were just so vivid and real and live. And I woke myself up more than once laughing because I was essentially myself as a child. And that is just completely blown my mind. And that's why I woke up just feeling so good too. I obviously was working through some things, just feeling joy, allowing myself to feel joy and be free in that way, the innocence of a child. It was lovely. And I don't remember all the details. I just remember I know I was there in that manner. And like I said, I woke myself up laughing. I've never woke myself up laughing that I can recall. And that happened 2 times. So
I
that was
love it.
amazing.
I love it whenever the dream state is like that, where it's so innocent and fun and, waking up laughing. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So with new intentions, um, the energy of the moon, I can feel it now. It feels great. So when we're talking about new and setting intentions today. And for me, setting intentions is throughout the day, setting intentions as each segment as I go on, like setting intentions for before I got onto this podcast. Um, Next, I'll be doing a talk in front of a group of women. I'll be setting intentions for that. So the intention setting is more of the energy of, you know, clarity or peace or love or joy or what those intentions are. So they're a little bit different from like the goal setting we do. It's intentionality setting through each segment of the day is what I do. So how about you? Tell us a little bit about your practices and your intention setting.
You know, for me, I feel like it's more. It's been broader. I love the fact that you do that all the time. I know we do that one before we come on and all of those things, and before we do our groups. Um, I feel like maybe putting that into practice, where I'm just more purposeful about that before going into any activity, would be really super helpful. So mine are broader in a way, and sort of related to different areas of my life and just improvement. And this time I found that I was inspired truly by that meditation that we did last night, and just how it just felt like it spoke to me so clearly, and where kind of the place that I'm at. And so mine were a little bit broader in the sense of the things that I, want to be intentional about who I'm becoming and how I'm moving in the world, and the choices that I'm making. And I think, like you said, you can do those. You can do those anytime, anywhere, any day, any situation, and it just brings you right into the present moment, which is where you really want to be, right? So that's sort of my practice. But
Yeah. And I think I make it a little bit easier because I'm all about how do you keep your vibrations high throughout the day. And thinking about that, um, it's almost like a habit now. It's not like it's almost like, how are you going to go about your day being in this energy, this higher vibration, because we know how important it is for happiness in life and to attract the good that we want and what frequency are we on throughout the day. So I always go back in terms of that, and then it's just like a habit. It's just a habit that is automatic now that I do through each segment of my day. So it's not as sitting and focusing and being as intentional as I was in the beginning. It just is what it is. Um, so thinking into results, That's kind of what spawned this this show here, is so that people could watch and learn through your transformation over these next months. How would you relate that back to, our topic today? Intention setting, or any links back to thinking into results and how that has helped you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we're getting a little bit off again, I think, in the technology. So bear with me here. But yeah, I think it's for sure um, brings me into a different state of mind and how I move through life. I think being intentional with the choices that I'm making, um, it just starts opening up different things. The cool thing about it is that you just start seeing how once you are clear on what your goals are and what you want to do and how you want to move, taking one step forward and then the next step forward, how the universe just opens things up to you and things start unfolding. I feel like for me personally, just an increase in synchronicity, right? Things that are aligning, more opportunities, different things that are aligning, more clarity, honestly, about um, the things that me back, and so those belief systems, and you just keep moving, and you just move through that, and then the next thing unfolds, and I just feel like the reality, um, and being intentional. So
Well, you're doing a phenomenal job trusting the process, trusting yourself, and that's a key to manifestation. I remember in the beginning, I it was I loved it. You came back and you were kind of laughing because you had manifested some situations, and you're like, "Oh wow, like this information is really powerful." Like, what are
yeah,
we doing here? I'm like, "Yeah, you're that powerful just with your thoughts and your intentions and how you move about in the world."
yeah, yeah, I sure did. Yeah, that was an interesting that was an interesting circumstance. I think because you always say it's so magical. It was I don't know really why I was surprised, but I feel like it's a fun moment when you realize, hey, this is real. It does work, and it just made me more excited, honestly, to see things unfold. I feel like I've been fortunate enough to have had an experience in the past where I was in a circumstance where I knew very little, but was very excited about the opportunity that I had in front of me. And so I just trusted wholeheartedly and knew what my end goal was, knew what the objective was, and asked for help. I was guided to one thing, and then that led me to the next, and then to the next, and to the next. And it just became super fun for me to live that way. Honestly, it was less stress.
Mhm.
It was so freeing. I People seemed to respond well to it, and I was just like, okay, like this is amazing. I don't have to know it all, which is something that's challenging for me because I really do feel, and have felt most of my life, like I like to be super prepared. I like to know in advance. I like to have my things down. And I'm not saying that you don't want to do that in general, but I mean, for me in that experience, it was like they trusted me, and they saw something. And here I just trusted in the universe. I just trusted in knowing, in my intuition and myself, and just moved in that way. And it was an incredible experience. It was the best experience of my life, and I think it has set me up now um, for this situation, because now I had that to reflect on. Boom, you put me in a situation where I start implementing things in a similar manner, but I wasn't even conscious necessarily about all of it then, right? I knew something was special about it, but I didn't understand all of it in the way that I do now. Um,
Mhm.
and so, yeah, I love being surprised by the good things that come in. It makes me, it makes me giddy, you know. You're like, oh my gosh, that's real. That really happened for me, you know. And you start feeling almost like just that child again, right? The innocence of the
Mhm.
things are new and things are fresh and magical and all of the things that they're supposed to be. And so um, I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun, and I love hearing your stories, because you're so authentic whenever you're sharing, and the funness of it comes out,
Yeah,
and,
good.
it's really amazing to witness it all. And I was thinking, what we're able to do, the good we're able to bring in, just by having the intentions and trusting and knowing that life is happening for us. It's so much
Yeah,
easier.
yeah,
And now that we've experienced the manifestations and what our true power is and what we're capable of doing, now we can look back at our lives and go, "Oh wow, I created that situation and that situation." So not being conscious of our intentions and what we're doing, um, we can create a lot of havoc for our life.
yes. And we have.
And we have. We're not doing that anymore.
We are not doing that anymore. That's right. Yes. So it is. It has been interesting and shocking, I guess, almost a little bit when you're like, oh, I see. Oh my gosh. Okay, if I just shift that a little bit, shift that thought, shift that perspective. Oh man, it was me that created that. You know, you start seeing
Mhm,
your part and owning your part. It isn't outside of you. It isn't anyone else doing it. The circumstances may feel that way.
mhm.
Um, but honestly, once you look within and you realize, hey, this was something that I believed um, in me that maybe wasn't the healthiest thing, and it caused me to move in a certain way, and these things showed up, and I attracted things that were unhealthy and that I didn't care for and didn't
Mhm,
like, and
mhm.
um, yeah, it's amazing uh, how you set your life up like that. I don't choose that any longer, right? I am so thankful
Right.
and grateful for the awareness of that, and honestly, just knowing that it's in my control to change, like that's freeing all in itself, right? Just knowing I
Mhm.
have the ability, I have everything that I need to shift all of it. Like that is incredible.
It is incredible, and it's the energetics that we have, and sometimes, um, it'll reveal sometimes we learn from our outer world, it's a reflection of what's going on inside, so sometimes there's these unconscious beliefs that we have, there could be some thoughts we have about certain situations, and so just reflecting on what we're creating can really help us grow as people too to say, oh, okay, well, what do I need to shift within me? Maybe it's a thought process we need to shift. Maybe it's a belief we need to shift. And I think the key is to become conscious about how we do this. And it's really through studying you, right? Because
Yeah.
we do study the articles and the videos about the responsibility articles, one of my favorites,
Mhm.
decision making, and all of these things so we can intellectually understand it. But then it's like you just going out and living your life. That is, and paying attention, being consciously aware of what are you attracting, and just saying, "What in me invited this to be?" Without judgment, right? So we gotta eliminate judgment as we're growing and as we're moving and as we're evolving,
Right.
because then we can start making just small shifts and, having a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes. Having a lot of fun. That's the best part, right? Honestly, I think for me personally, just I think going through the lessons, having the tools, having the point of view that is presented in those lessons, stops you in your tracks, right? Can make you dig deep and just not always a bad thing. I don't know. I think you give us a lot of tools and a lot of support through the journey. So to me, that's exactly what I feel like I've needed. And hearing your examples and kind of the process of things that you go into makes it practical to me and makes I can understand it better. Um, so I'm appreciative of all of that. I feel like, I've come to a point where I was in a situation. I'm like, oh man, my belief systems must change, and I'm in this circumstances. How do I undo that? I need to undo that right now. And so, that may be a little tricky for some people in some circumstances because you're like, oh, well, my whole life is set up around this. But
Mm.
I think small shifts really change the environment. And it really is what you have your mind on and your thoughts on, and you're going to start seeing what you truly want if that's what you're focusing on. So that's been super helpful.
Yeah, what you just said reminded me of a quote. Who was it? Westminster Westminster Buckley, something about you don't you don't fight the existing reality, that you create a new one, you create a new version, you create a new one. So not paying attention to, because you said to undo, well, we just create better.
Yeah, yeah,
We just move
yeah,
forward, we just create better.
yes, I like that. Yeah, yeah, good reminder. Good reminder. Yeah, because it did feel though to me in that moment it was an immediate. Oh man, this has got to stop. Like, how do I put the brakes on that? But it is, as you said, just about um, creating better. I love that. I love that quote. That's good. I need that one.
Yeah, yeah. And all right, well, we are already 22 minutes in. Is there anything else that I appreciate you showing up, and I appreciate you telling your stories? It's so fun. Do you have anything else that you would like to say around intentionality, around the new moon, around your energy right now? Anything at all?
No, I'm just like I just can't wait. I feel like something's on the verge here. Like today, it's
Mhm.
or maybe it's just me completely shifting. I'm not sure, but I just I don't know when you get that sense that something different is going to happen in your world, and it feels really exciting. So
Yeah.
I am here for it. Right? I'm just extra present. I can't even explain. I'm sure you get it, and maybe others will too. But there's just something where I feel very centered and energized and really present in my body. I'm waiting for something magical to happen. So I fully
Well,
expect it. So we'll
I'll
see.
see you this afternoon, so
That's
maybe we
right.
can,
Oh yeah, that's
or
right.
maybe we'll create some great things, so we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah,
But it's a great time to start. So
it sure is.
all right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we will be back next week. Thanks.